Sure.
Excuse me. I'll let Mr. Price answer the grant. That's what he deals with.
We have the Recreation Department, Ms. Redcap, is administered by the city of Swainsboro, and they do file for many grants, and we have received those. They're not part of our budget, though, the revenue side of it. We only have that small grant, which is the EMA grant. We have CDBG grants that don't show on here for $500,000. We have another one for $350,000 on the CHIP program. They don't show on here, but there are grants out there that do the guiding. And yes, we do go after every grant we can.
Also, we see some of the platform also.
Doesn't show on our balance sheet. Yeah, those grants are in progress right now. They showed on there a couple, 3 years ago, and we received it. We're just now funding, the state is just now funding one of the grants in the amount of $350,000. So they're just not in the 2020 operating budget. We're only eligible for those grants every other year.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I understand that a lot of this comes from the hospital, and being I had a blood clot go through my lung, I can appreciate that hospital was there. If it wasn't, I probably wouldn't be here tonight. So I do appreciate our hospital. What kind of guarantees as taxpayers do we have from y'all, though? As soon as that bond is paid back, these increases due to that bond are going to be repealed, and it doesn't just come a free basket of money out there for our county commission to dip into from then on. Because generally, when we increase the tax, it never rolls back. So I think at least as a taxpayer, when that bond's gone, that we deserve some kind of promise from y'all as a commission or something, right? That, hey, listen, as soon as whatever the millage increase to cover that is covered, that we're going to roll back the tax rate and take away the millage that covered the bond increase. Correct. Is that doable?
As far there is, I believe there's 13 years remaining on that bond. We are working with a hospital, and we're fully anticipating that they will be able to resume debt service payments in the very near future. They are making sinking fund payments starting this month for the January debt service payment. We have some other issues or some other things that we're looking at now to try to, in the next SPLOST referendum, which will be we're halfway, I think we're 4 months past halfway, to include these annual debt service payments in our SPLOST, which would relieve the county taxpayers of that possibility of this happening again, which is $1,008,000 per year. It's $1,009,000. So that is our plan to stop this millage levy of 2.25 mils for the hospital. And that we can do that, I understand from council today, checking on that the hospital will qualify as a SPLOST project in 2012.
It's kind of interesting what Mr. Farmer was remarking about the county having to put money into the hospital. Mr. Price, how much money has the county put in the hospital in the last 20 years? Zero. Clinton County has garbage pickup with sacks, charging people's carts. And the fuss was about half this big, but believe me, it was no less a fuss. Then we started charging the sewer charge, no less a fuss. But these are the realities of today. No politician likes to vote for a tax increase. No politician. I commend the authority for asking the commissioners to stand up to support our community with our hospital. And I commend each and every one of these commissioners for having the courage to do what has to be done to keep this community moving forward. Thanks, sir.
Where does the Hubber project stand?
We're still hopeful that they're coming. I don't come in here knows about that project, but I'll give you a little brief history on it. It was. Yeah, can you hear me right now? Yeah, that project, when it was put together was really probably one of the biggest hopes we've had in a long time of having a diesel energy industry here that was not only going to create a large number of jobs, at least 150 good paying jobs. It was also going to use some natural resources that most of us here are about giving away right now. And we thought it was a perfect fit. We committed some money to that project, and everybody was all for it. I mean, I say everybody, the majority of people I talked to thought like us it was a good project. And, they got caught in this recession like a lot of people did, and they didn't need OSB board. The hurricane stopped. There was a lot of things happening that nobody had any idea of. Now, they're still wanting to come to Amana County when the market turns around. And we gave them an extension of another year to see if the economy's going to turn around, and promised that we would hold on to our agreement. And we're still hopeful that things will turn around and they will locate it. During that process, it was determined that this area was the right fit for that kind of plant because of our natural resources. If not Huber, possibly someone else. So we're still hopeful of that. If Huber does back out, that we would have somebody else to step in and utilize that property for the same purpose. And as a commission, we've got the consensus here that we have to stay the course on that obligation until we get a definite no from Huber, they're not coming. And at that time, we'll have to make a decision on whether we're going to abandon that project or not. But at this time, until that happens, we feel obligated to stay with our commitment.